This is Ben from Goat Whore.
This is Brittany Slays from Unleash the Archers.
This is Taylor Washington from Paladin.
This is Nora from Battle Beast.
This is Eric A.K. from Flotsam and Jetsam. You are listening to the Great Metal Debate Podcast.
Welcome back, Metalheads, to another episode of the Great Metal Debate Podcast. It's Xander, and I'm here with Dan
Ratanasit.
Okay, and which band do you play in?
Malformity.
Malformity.
And Metaphobic.
And Metaphobic. Okay, that's one of the questions I was going to ask you later on in this interview if you played in any other bands. First of all, how are you doing, man? How are you enjoying this show so far?
The show's great. I was just telling somebody Suffocation set list was as if someone asked me, what would you want to hear on a Suffocation set list? It was like all the classics.
Nice, nice. And of course, next up we got Death to All, which is the tribute band for the classic Death songs. Yeah. And tonight they're playing the Individual Thought Patterns album all the way through, along with some of the old classics. Now, I got to ask, first of all, what do you play in your band Malformity?
Guitar and vocals.
Guitar and vocals. Are you more of like back vocals or lead vocals, or?
Mostly lead vocals. Me and Eric both do trade-offs, kind of carcass style.
Okay. Yeah, so I've actually seen you guys play live, I think it's like 2 or 3 times now. The last time I saw you guys was back in 2019. You guys opened up for Belphegor and Incantation.
Yeah.
That was a sick show, by the way.
Thank you.
And let's see here. What gear do you use? Like, what's the brand
I play an Ibanez Prestige I've had for like a year and a half, and a 5150, the head I've had since like 1995.
Oh, wow. What's the first guitar you ever picked up?
The first guitar I ever had was a Fender Squire Bullet when I was 12 years old.
So what influenced you to want to pick up a guitar?
At the time, I really wasn't listening to a whole lot of music, just a lot. I was 12, so it was 1986. So the hair metal scene hadn't gotten big yet. Like that kind of guitar-driven rock wasn't big at the time yet. It was starting to get big, but what really got me into it, just I had a friend at school. We were in 6th grade, and his parents had a music store, and he was talking about music all the time. I was like, let me check this out. Let me try playing guitar.
Awesome. So where does the name Malformity come from?
That came from a dentist visit I had in high school where one of my teeth did not have any enamel, and the dentist said it was malformed. So I went back to practice, and we threw a bunch of names in a hat. I even wrote down stuff like Monstrosity, Amorphous, the way it's actually spelled, and we just narrowed it down to the ones we liked, and Malformity came up at the end.
Nice. Okay, so according to the Metal Archive, Malformity has been a band since 1991, and you guys have released your first debut album in 2021. What took 30 years to put out the debut?
Well, there's I guess you can say like 2 incarnations of Malformity. The first one was the one in the early 90s, me and Eric and Brian and Tom and John, some other dudes. And that was early 90s. And that didn't last a whole lot of time. And in early 2000s, me and Craig, who's currently Malformity, we formed Lectures on the Apocalypse. And we recruited Glenn on guitar, and then later Eric on bass after Lecture's original bassist, Billy, left. And since we had 2 members of Malformity, I asked the guys, what do you think of us using our old name, Malformity, instead of Lectures on the Apocalypse? Everyone said that's cool. So that's a little confusion there that it's been one band this entire time, but really the band that we are now kind of formed out of Lectures on the Apocalypse, which me and Craig formed.
Okay, so you guys had different eras of Malformity before you guys formed your final sound, sort of.
Right.
Okay. Now, I know that whenever I saw you guys at the 2019 show, when you guys opened up for, Belphegor and Incantation and Hate and all that, you guys, Dark Funeral was on that show too. Mm-hmm. I remember I bought the demo CD from you guys, and I remember really enjoying that.
Thank you.
And as for the 2021 album, which I thought was great enough to be put on my honorable mentions. To be honest, I didn't listen to it enough to really soak it all in. But from what I've heard, it sounded really good. So the next question I have to ask is, what is the biggest band you've ever opened up for?
Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse. Okay.
Yeah. Cannibal Corpse here at the Masquerade in 2017, and Suffocation. That was Suffocation, Christian, and Cattle Decapitation. And then I think the Cannibal Corpse one, Power Trip, was on that too, and Gate Creeper. Those have been our two biggest shows, and then Maryland Death Fest last year was also like our biggest show too.
So I actually went to that show, but it was in Nashville, so I didn't see you guys. I didn't hear you guys until like 2019. I saw you guys twice that year.
Okay.
I know that you guys played with. No, I'm sorry. It was in late 2018 during the not the Bloodshed tour. It was the Bloodletting tour. You guys opened up for Origin and Visceral Disgorge, I believe, and Ingested. I believe it was over in Hell, right?
We didn't play that. In Purgatory, we played with Psychroptic, Gorod, and I can't remember who else. But that we didn't play the show you're talking about.
I remember seeing Psychroptic in Hell though, so it might have been that
show.
Okay, yeah, because I've only been to Purgatory once, and it was whenever I saw Decrepit Birth. I've been to Hell a few times, so maybe it was in Hell.
That show we did was in Purgatory.
Okay, so that's probably the show I'm thinking of then with Psychroptic. That might have been like the following year then.
Yeah, that was after Cannibal Corpse, so it's definitely after like 18 or later. 18.
Oh, okay, so yeah, I must have been like 18 or 19. So, first of all, have you guys ever been on any major tours?
No major tour. We've never done like any kind of big tour. We're kind of aiming for weekend shows. We're all kind of older and got families and careers, so yeah, we're not really looking for any long stints.
Okay, so if you could travel for a tour or just in general, anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Japan. We would love to go there. I'd love to play Obscene Extreme. Those are two. Yeah, in the Czech Republic. Those are two things I would love to do.
I just saw the lineup for later this year for Obscene Extreme. It was on Facebook. Somebody posted it just a few hours ago.
Oh, nice.
So, anyway, see here. Next question. When is Malformity's next show?
Our next show is April 15th in Chattanooga with Coat Hanger Abortion and Witch Hunt. And then we've got May 12th in Athens with Guillotine AD and Crypt. And then May 20th, we're playing the Blast Beats and Brews Fest in Avondale Estates here in Atlanta.
Sick. I love Coat Hanger Abortion. I've listened to them since like 2010. So
yeah, they're great guys.
Yeah. I have the shirt for their debut album. And where can people buy or listen to Malformity?
Our stuff's on Bandcamp, malformity.bandcamp.com. You can come to local shows. I think Dark Descent and Unspeakable Acts will both have Monumental Ruin. I don't know if Boris Records still has our 7-inch. I don't think they do. But, either from us or the two places I just named.
All right. Well, hey, Dan, thank you very much for having this interview with me for the Great Metal Debate podcast, and I guess I'll see you guys later.
All right.